Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome and good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Depends on where you are across this fine globe of ours. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn down the sound over here. All right, perfect. Hello, 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 and welcome. I am Tony Jacobson. It's nice to have you watching the video today. And in today's video, I asked the question, have you been eating right? Have you been exercising? And are you still struggling to lose weight, right? We are going to, in today's video, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to discuss some ways to figure out what's going on and how to fix it. So, but before we get into it, please, I want to just let you know of one thing. I have a new show that just started. It's called Food for Thought Fridays. It is every Friday at 10 a.m. on YouTube. New video uploads every Friday at 10 a.m. So I want you to make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also that you turn on the notifications. That's the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, because then you're going to get notified every single time a new video gets uploaded. And also you'll get notified every time I go live, which is really awesome. So I'm hoping that we're going to get some people on today. I'm just getting my chat open. I've got the live chat open. And I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, Food for Thought Fridays. It started last week. The first episode is out. And, Food for Thought Friday is really just, they're short. I like to call them tasty bite-sized morsels of information, motivation, and inspiration for you to, just kind of wrap up the week and get you going into the weekend. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Like I said, those come out my light's going crazy. I got to figure out the best way to do this, because when I put it on the computer, it starts to go crazy. Okay, that's a little better. So definitely subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. Now, definitely, I want to make sure, before I get into it here, that you guys, if you have any questions, for those of you watching live, thank you for joining me live. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, because I will go through the comments and answer questions. If I get to them while we're live, I'll answer them, or if not, I can answer them in a future video. So definitely, please put your questions in the comments or in the live chat, and I will definitely get to your questions. So let's get into it, all right? Let me turn this off there. So a big thing, I always get that question a lot. People hit me up and they say, hey, Tony, look, I've been eating right. I've been exercising, but I still can't lose weight. Their big thing is they want to lose weight. And first of all, so we have to talk about losing weight and losing fat, like the difference between that, because, of course, fat, we want to lose the fat that's kind of on our body, and that's the goal, is to kind of burn that fat away. And so there's a little bit difference between that and like losing weight. You're going to call it losing weight because you're actually going to be like weighing yourself on a scale. So, but you have to remember that as you burn fat, and if you are exercising, you're actually gaining muscle. So you could actually be gaining weight as you go through your process. So if you are exercising, if you are eating right, and you're not losing weight, here's some reasons why that could be happening. Here's some things that we had to look at. So the first thing we want to look at is, I'm just fixing my light. Sorry, guys, just getting that going. All right. So the first thing you want to look at is you have to get really honest with yourself. You have to get really honest with yourself about your exercising and your eating right. So if you say you're eating right and you say you're exercising, truly, like, what does that mean for you? Are you doing it with the purpose of losing weight? Because a lot of people, they just, get into exercise. We get into exercise and we don't understand like why we're doing it. And there's different ways to exercise for different goals. So to exercise and eat right to lose weight, there's very specific goals that, very specific tasks and things that need to be accomplished to get to that goal, that you have to do in order to get to that goal. So it's not just exercising and what you think may be eating right. Like, it's very specific. And I'll tell you why it's specific, because in order to lose weight, you have to be at a caloric deficit, right? We're always intaking calories throughout the day through the foods that we eat. And then our bodies are burning a certain amount of calories throughout the day as we move. The goal is to be at a caloric deficit by the end of the day, and by the end of the week, and by the end of 2 weeks. So just to put this into perspective, a pound of fat is 3,000 calories, okay? So in order to lose a pound of fat, you have to be at a 3,000 deficit by the end of like a week, okay? And that's usually about the safest that you want to do. So that's about 500 a day and of deficit. So there's a lot of calculations that go into this. You know, it starts with your basic metabolic rate of what you burn just when you're at rest. And then you calculate if, you know, your amount of activity, and that will tell you like how many calories you need to actually survive in the day. And then you have to count your calories and watch your intake that you're eating. And you have to look at that and make sure that you're at a deficit each day. So there's a lot of different calculations that are involved with that. I can't get into the specifics of it right here, but, you know, contact me and we can talk about that more. But this is a big part of it, because since it is very dialed in, since it's very specific as far as the numbers are concerned, you have to be careful with, very careful with what you're eating. And you have to be very sure about the exercise that you're doing. Like, the exercise that you're doing, how many calories are you burning with that exercise? And then with the foods that you're eating, how many calories are you actually eating? And then in addition to the calories alone, there's the macronutrients, the carbs, the proteins, and the fats, like the percentages of those that you're eating, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, I just won't eat fat, but that's not good. You have to actually eat fat in order to burn fat, right? So there's a lot of calculations in it, and there's a lot of science in it, numbers. So you have to make sure that you're being very honest with yourself about the exercise that you're doing and what you're eating. You have to really dial it in. So that's the first thing you got to do. You got to stop and you got to say, okay, you know, what's going on? What foods am I eating? What exercise am I doing? And then where can I make an adjustment? Is there a place where I need to eat less or eat something different as far as calorie count is concerned and macronutrients? And then on the flip side, on the exercises, okay, well, where can I go a little bit harder so I can burn some more calories, so I can make sure I'm at that 3,000 deficit per week, or whatever your goal is. You know, you may make it 1 pound a week or 1.5 pounds a week. Usually I tell people like a pound a week is the safest. So you got to really look at that. Excuse me. Okay, so the next thing you want to look at is possibly any medications that you might be taking. Now, you know, this could be even the simplest over-the-counter stuff, because some of them may promote your body to hold on to weight, right? Hold on to fat, hold on to water, which equates to weight. So, you know, and then a lot of medications, a lot of prescription medications have side effects that could be weight gain or have to do with other metabolic things that go on in the body that could, you know, be stopping you from actually burning off the fat that you're trying to burn off. So if you're taking prescription medications, that's another place to look at. If you've been eating right, you've been exercising, and you're still not losing weight, then you definitely want to look at any medications that you might be on and then see the side effects. And if it is the case, then what you want to do is you want to try something different. You know, talk to your doctor. Maybe you can lower your medication a little bit. Maybe you can try a supplement of some kind, a natural supplement instead of the medication to whatever the medication works on. Maybe a supplement could do the same thing. So you want to try and see if there's an alternative to that so that your body can get back into fat burning. So that's the second thing. Before I go any further, thank you and welcome to anybody that just jumped on. And if anybody has any questions, if you're watching live or in the replay, please put your questions in the comments below in the comments section, and I'll be sure to get to them. So welcome. So let's see, another option. Okay, and this is kind of what I talked about at the beginning. So a lot of what happens too is as we're burning fat, we're actually building muscle. And we all know that fat, that muscle actually weighs more than fat as you start to build it. So you have to be very aware of, again, what is the workout and exercise that you're doing? Are you doing a type of workout that's muscle building as opposed to building up cardiorespiratory and getting your metabolism up and getting your body burning, right? So, because if you're building strength and you're building muscle, then what's going to happen is you're going to actually get heavier, right, as you're burning down fat. So you have to be very careful. And this goes again, if you actually are weighing yourself on a scale, then you just have to be very careful, because you could be burning fat, but you're looking at the scale and you're like, man, the number's not moving. Well, it could be because you're building muscle and you're actually getting stronger and you are losing fat. So instead of looking at the scale, what you want to do is you want to look at your body and you want to say, okay, am I losing weight? Am I losing the fat around the pieces of my body, the parts of my body that I want to lose fat from? Like for me, it's my face. Like I can start to feel it and see it if there's, if I start to get a little puffy in my cheeks, right? Or in my neck, or, wherever, like that's the first place kind of you'll start to see it. And then look on other places, like if it's your arms or around your midriff, right? I carry a lot of like fat in my chest and in my belly. That's kind of like where my fat sits. So I always look to those two places. And I do weigh myself, but I am also looking at the actual fat and feeling it and saying, oh, hey, is this starting to get less? Do a little pinch test and see what's going on, right? So you want to be very, very careful with the scale system and, what you're doing as far as wanting to lose weight. So those are the things I want to talk about. Those are the three things that we can kind of look at. It's really about being very aware of the program that you're on, right? Being very aware of the program that you're on. You want to make sure that you're looking at the numbers and really dialing in the numbers, making sure that your program, as far as eating and exercising, all equate to weight loss and they're part of that goal and they are meant for that. You want to definitely look at any medications that you might be taking. Are those affecting you? Are those having any effect on your weight gain or weight loss? And then also, just start looking at the fat on your body and seeing it go away, right? As opposed to looking at a scale and saying, oh, I'm not losing any weight, because you may be actually burning fat and getting stronger, but maybe it's not going to show on the scale because muscle is heavier and it's going to show a higher number on the scale or keep you about the same. So, oh, I almost forgot, guys. So really quickly, what do you think about what I talked about here? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and I will see you next time. All right. Have a good night. Peace.